What's up, guys? George back again to do another LP update. This one is for December 20th, 2018. Picked up quite a few used LPs over the last couple weeks, last month or so. Some upgrade stuff and some stuff I never had before that came in the shop. And I went and did a little digging, nothing major. Just happened to be in a area where there was a record store. Stopped in, picked up a couple things. And I have a couple new things too as well at the end. So starting off, I picked up one Christmas album this year. I'm not really feeling Christmas at all this year, but I saw this. It looked really cool. I never had it before, and that's Willie Nelson's Pretty Paper, it's called. He does a bunch of traditional Christmas songs on here, like White Christmas, Winter Wonderland, Rudolph, Jingle Bells, Here Comes Santa Claus, Blue Christmas, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman, Silent Night, Christmas Blues, A Little Town of Bethlehem. So I'll probably play this Christmas Eve. Pretty cool packaging on this, pretty cool artwork. But that was it for the Christmas stuff. Next up, I picked up Albert King Masterworks. This is a gold stamp promo. I think this came out in 83 or 82. Yeah, 82. It's a double album. Bunch of pretty much best of kind of thing. This is on Stax, I believe. I know it's on Atlantic, but pretty cool Albert King compilation. I like his stuff a lot, so picked that up. This is, like I said, dead mint. Finally added some Neil Diamond to the collection with the early stuff. I really like his early stuff. This has Cherry Cherry on it. Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon, which is a killer tune. Solitary Man, Kentucky Woman, Red Red Wine, I'm a Believer. This was like a, I think a record club only LP back in the late 70s. So I picked that up. It was in the dollar bin, but it's like dead mint. So, but like I said, I love that early Neil Diamond stuff. Next up, a Little Walter comp, part of that Chess Bluesmaster series, 2 LP set. I have a few of these compilations, in this series. I have the Muddy Waters one. Who else? Lightning Hopkins. I think there's a list in here. No, I thought there was a list in this one, but this is on the old Chess orange and blue labels from the, I think, late 70s. From what I remember, I think these came out in, it doesn't say, but I think this series came out in the late 70s, but they all have, cool gamefold, they all have like similar paintings, artwork kind of thing. The Muddy Waters one's cool. I think he's sitting on like an old guitar case on the side of the road waiting for somebody to pick him up kind of thing. But always like these comps. I have a couple other ones I gotta get from the series, but I think I have pretty much most of them except for 2, I think. Another blues thing here, Johnny Winter, Ready for Winter. I don't know if I showed this before, this next 2. I might have shown these next 2 before, but I've never seen this one. It's on a chord. It has Oh My Darling, 5 After 4 a.m. That's What Love Does, Shed So Many Tears, Road Runner, The Guy You Left Behind, Gangster Love, By the Light of the Silvery Moon, Leave a Woman Alone, I Can't Believe You Want to Leave. Didn't really, I'm not familiar with this record at all. But I think I've heard the version of Roadrunner on here a few times. I think. There's Johnny Winter. Cool cover. Kind of clean. Next up, I might have shown this before. It's a UK press Atomic Rooster assortment. I never saw this thing. I've never seen this thing, actually. And I guess it's kind of like a best of. And there's one little nick. You could probably see it right here. It was in the dollar bin. I just got to clean it. There's one little nick on it. It pops when you listen to it a little bit, but for $1. And that's a UK press. Like I said, I've never seen this one before. So I just added it to the collection. I have all their stuff, so pretty cool record. Another one from the dollar bin, the first Euphoria record, gold stamp promo, things like Dead Mint. I just bought it just to add to the collection. Get rid of the other copy I have. Has Greg Euphoria, David Glenn Isley, Craig Goldie, Chuck Wright, and Alan Krieger. This is on the Camel Records, which is part of MCA. But everybody kind of hard rock guys know that record, so picked up an import Suzi Quatro's Greatest Hits. Always liked this chick. I always thought she was cool. A lot of Chapman and Chim recordings on here. Songs on here. Chapman and Chim wrote for the Sweet in the early 70s. A lot of their hits came from them. Most of Suzi Quatro's early stuff was the same. A lot of Chapman and Chim stuff. But it has 48 Crash, which was always a great song, I thought. There's a few, Wake Up Little Susie. I always thought her version of that was pretty killer. But nice import. I think this is UK. Can't remember now. I don't know where this is from. Probably a UK one. Feels like a UK or German. But pretty cool record. I have her first 3 records, I think, on vinyl. I know for a while they were going for a little bit of money, which I was surprised by. I didn't think a lot of people knew who she was anymore. A couple metal compilations, Metal Treasures and Vinyl Heavies. This is on Action Replay Records out of Germany, I think. Has Wasted, Samson, Exciter, Accept, Tigers of Pantang, Priest, Thor, G-Force featuring Gary Moore, Michael Schenker Group, Metallica, Whiplash, Mama's Boys, and Girl doing Hollywood Tees, which Girl's obviously Phil Lewis's band right before. Not right before, but I guess from 1980, 81 from the UK. And Hollywood Tees is the original version done by Girl, which ended up being on the first LA Guns record, but pretty cool comp. I found a copy of Metal Massacre 5. Has Omen, Voivod, Attacker, Future Tense, Overkill, Fate's Warning, Metal Church, Lethal Sin, Final Warning, Hellhammer, Mace, and Jesters of Destiny. One of the early Metal Massacre comps. Pretty cool though. Always like these early Metal Massacres because there's sometimes they're different versions of songs or demo versions, and you know, like I think the Overkill track on here might be an early, Omen might be an early one. Metal Church, The Brave. I'll have to check again, but pretty cool stuff. Picked up a couple Judas Priest upgrades. Well, one upgrade for sure, and the other two are imports, but Sin After Sin. This is like Dead Mint on CBS. I think, is this their first album for CBS? I believe. I think this is their first album for CBS. Always like the track Sinner on here, and Diamonds and Rust, which is a Joan Baez tune, which cracks me up. And Dissident Aggressor, always liked a lot too. This thing's like, looks like it's never been played. I don't even know if I had this on vinyl now that I'm thinking about it. If I did, it's probably beat to shit, but let's pick that one up. That was one of those albums that I never really went back to after I got into Priest in the 80s, because I think this is from like 77. Yeah, 77. I don't think I went back any further than Hellbent, but I can't remember now. And a couple imports, Point of Entry, UK pressing with the alternate cover, or the UK cover, I guess. Like I said, these are Dead Mint too. Really killer. And speaking of Hellbent, here's the UK pressing called Killing Machine. Same album, just a different title. There's the Killing Machine. These came in the shop. I was surprised. I jumped on these quick when we bought the pile of stuff, but I think we bought every Judas Priest record from a guy that came in and sold off his collection, but that was the only metal he had. He had a couple Saxon records and all Judas Priest, and that was it. It was weird. So he had these two in the collection. I think he said these were his brother's, so he didn't have that much metal stuff, but I guess his brother got rid of them. Who knows? But so I was happy to add these to the collection. I like that, you know, I like when they have the weird different covers and you know, alternate track listings or alternate titles and shit like that. It's weird, but I was happy to grab them. I picked up a couple Beatles imports. I believe one is a reissue and one is an original pressing. The reissue is Hard Day's Night. This is a UK press. Different cover than the US one. I believe it's a stereo mix. Can't remember, but I always liked this record a lot. I've been trying to, lately, I've been getting into the Beatles big time again, the early Beatles. So I've been trying to see what I need as far as like original pressings go in the US, and some weird import ones. You know, so I was like, you know, happy to get this anyway. Pretty killer. Next up, I picked up the Australian pressing of With the Beatles with a different cover. And this is an original pressing, but really killer. Always liked this album. Has All My Lovin' on it. Please Mr. Postman, which is killer. Roller of Beethoven. Really Got a Hold on Me, I Want to Be Your Man, Money. Really killer early Beatles stuff. I love the Beatles, man. I've come to appreciate them over the last 15 years a lot more than I did when I was younger. So, especially their early stuff, fun stuff. Same with the Stones, their early stuff too, and some of their 70s stuff. The only new ones I picked up this month, picked up the debut from the Demons. I'm sorry, the Dahmers, called Demons. This is their first album. I got their second album last year. They have a brand new record coming out, or out already, that I haven't heard yet, but kind of like horror punk type stuff. But I have to order that, the new one. But the Dahmers, I believe they're from Sweden, but really killer. I think this is killer. This is on Lovely Records, out of, I think, Sweden. Here's the inner sleeve, pretty killer. I love that cover. I wish that was the cover. And then that was a single they did. There's the, and it's oh yeah, gold vinyl. Pretty cool. Like I said, horror punk type stuff. Pretty killer band. I like their last album that came out. I got that a while ago. I guess sometime last year. So I'm looking forward to hearing the new one. And I think the new one's on Lovely Records as well. I just haven't had the chance to order it yet because we've been so busy at the shop with the holidays coming. So I did find a copy of the More Muddy Mississippi Waters Live from Record Store Day. Picked that up. It's got a lot of stuff left over from those sessions from the original album. I think, was it from New York? Is this the New York show? It doesn't say. It just says recorded 8/23 and 8/25 and 26, 1978. Pretty killer. This Johnny Winter produced this this stuff. This was his comeback really after the Johnny Winter record, so pretty awesome. The last one I picked up is the limited pressing of the brand new Metal Church record. Damned If You Do is the album title. It's a double LP. Plays at 45 RPM, which I think is pretty killer. It's on Rat Pack Records. I don't know if it's still available in the limited one, but the limited is the blue and black swirl. Really strong record, I think. I think Metal Church with Mike Howe, other than the David Wayne stuff, obviously, but the Mike Howe stuff is just as good as the David Wayne stuff. Human Factor was always my favorite Metal Church record. I love the first two records with David, and I even loved the David Wayne album before he passed away. He put out an album called Metal Church that was fantastic. It was right after he left the second time, I think, because I think he did come back for one or two records back in the late 90s, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember now. Maybe the early 2000s, but I just didn't think the material on those records that when he came back were strong. But the David Wayne record, the solo album he did called Metal Church, was fantastic, which I think is long out of print. Like I said, I always liked the Mike Howe stuff with Metal Church, and this album's fantastic. I actually like this record better than the last record they did with Mike. And that was a good record too, but my favorite tracks on here, like Monkey Finger, I thought was good. Black Things, Guillotine, Rot Away, Revolution Underway, The War Electric. Just a really strong metal album. So I would definitely check this out. It even comes with the US OBI strip, or OBI strip. I don't know how you guys pronounce it, OBI or OBI strip. But a fantastic record. Like I said, I don't know how limited this thing is. It didn't really have a number on it, but I guess this is the US limited pressing. If there's any other different pressings, let me know. I'm sure there is in this day and age, but so that is it. Nu Metal shirts, really killer. I liked it a lot. Anyway, that is it for this update. Holidays, a couple days from now. I can't wait till this shit is over with. We can all get back to normal. I'll be doing a top 20 albums of 2018 at some point next week before the new year. So keep an eye out for that. Some really good records out this year in 18. Really strong records, I thought, but definitely keep an eye out for that one. And that is it. Haven't been doing too much else, just working, trying to get through the holiday. Kind of fighting the depression thing again a little bit, not as bad as last time, but I think that comes with the holiday for some reason. Well, I know why, but just, you know, not a fun time anymore. That's probably the reason why I can't wait till it's over with, but getting there, trying to get through it. But anyway, that is it. Nothing else really going on, just hanging and working. Yeah, so that's it. So anyway, like I said, keep an eye on the top 20 albums of 2018 video that'll be going up at some point next week. And we'll start off hopefully with a new LP update at the beginning of the year, a new CD update, all kinds of stuff happening in 2019, I hope. So I'll see you all real soon. Click that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks again for watching and subscribing. All the new subscribers I picked up, thank you very much. And I'll talk to y'all real soon. Peace.